And I thought I was the barfly. You still not unpacked?
I'm coming, it's not ready.
Well, we've got to get you out of those clean clothes and into a dirty martini, darling. I thought you'd been knee-deep in decoys by now.
No harm in waiting. I knew my nightclub dresses would only make me think of... you know who.
Well, get a wiggle on, darling. What is a decoy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought it was like a sex thing, you know, like a ring toss. Anyway, you need to get a wiggle on because those red-headed sluts will not drink themselves.
Do you ever give your inner dog a day off? Incorrigible you, my dirty dancer, my buckaroo, my sweet romancer. You won't take no for an answer. You flirt, you provoke, you act like a bloke. Do you think that it's cool to perv and to drool? The nerve on you to make you try it, but you make me smile, I can't deny it. Incorrigible you, to do the things you do, to say the things you say. Can't we just be mates? Just one day. Incorrigible you, you would regret it. Don't wanna lose another friend, so just forget it.
'Too soon for triple entendres, eh? Don't worry, darling, it soon won't be. There's more than enough fun stuff on this old tub to take your mind off your lost lavender liaison. Hey, why don't we set our sights on the captain's table? He doesn't need to know we're batting for the other side. Unless, of course, the captain's batting for the other side, in which case we'll have to hold you down. You being the only broad I know that uses their gaydar as a dating app. Too soon. Hey, let's make a deal, right? I'll try to be less French farce if you try to be less film noir. Oh, come on, this is a chance for both of us to escape, to revise our dreams. We're bound for the tropics, isn't that thrilling?
Yeah, well, the sultry air of enchantment is somewhat ruined by our sozzled shipmates because we'll be singing My Heart Will Go On every night.
Yes, but it will.
What?
Your heart! Go on. You'll see. When you put away those childish things, think you know it all. But before the ink dries on the page, your pride will lead you to a fall. You're young and I can't reach you, but life is going to teach you. Think that you're unbreakable, your mistake is unmistakable, but you'll learn, you'll learn, you'll learn, you'll learn. It may be quite a shock that your lack of a cock means dreams. You can't have the man of your dreams. You may as well get your coat, 'cause your lack of a scrote means life won't be sweet as it seems. You'll yearn, you'll burn, and when you finally realize that you can't make him turn, then you'll learn. Buck up, Booful. This isn't the series finale, it's the mid-season cliffhanger. This came to my cabin today, and there's a card.
It's from him, isn't it? We can say his name, you know. I'm not going to seek oblivion by squeezing myself through a porthole and search for watery doom every time I hear it.
Pride will miss you, both of you. Bon voyage, Otto.
Forgot about Pride Weekend. What's he got to be proud of? Suckering a dame when he's already got a lapdog slobbering round his heels at home. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being so selfish for a change. You'll miss it, won't you?
Yeah, well, it'll be the first time in 20 years I haven't gone. But the parade left me behind a long time ago. Look, you were wearing this when you came to audition.
I've been serving him coffee for months, and he never even knew me. And then I fell in love with him, and he still never knew me. I was smitten as a kitten up a gum tree.
Perhaps it was just a case of mistaken identity, because so much of falling in love is.
Maybe I just fell in love with him because he was there. Maybe I was just lazy. I want a lazy kind of love, a love that doesn't push and shove, a love that can't be bothered to be there for me, 'cause it's missed its bus or lost its key. My kind of love is the mindless kind. On a school day and night, we'll still get blind. A love without memory, sense or shame. A love that never takes the blame. I want a love that won't harass me with concepts like forever. No, no, no. I want a love that won't embarrass me. Instead, it shrugs, whatever. I want to kill the side of love that passes me the spliff and never says, what if? I want a shallow side of love, a love that will not weary us, 'cause it doesn't get too serious. I want a lazy kind of love.
Well, you were hardly lazy. It was a regular war of attrition. Talk about the unteachable in pursuit of the uneatable. I fully expected the poor sap to have a #he-too moment.
Do you think I'm a narcissist imagining I could have him?
Right, you know, when people call other people plastic, it generally means better looking than me.
Yeah.
Well, narcissistic means better looking, more successful, and has more fun.
I made a fool of myself, didn't I? Chasing after a gay man.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be the first girl to go gay crazy. The only difference between you and, excuse the expression, a million other fag hags is that you went straight for the main menu whilst they simpered around indecisively over the starters. And you made him like it right back, until he lost his nerve, that is.
Fag hag. Ugh. Is there a word for men who hang around gay women?
Hopeful. You never see women asking gay men if they can watch, do you? I blame Madonna snogging Britney. Until that moment, lesbian sex was something we did behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of mucky men. Now they see it as a spectator sport. 20 years ago, if a man caught his wife snogging or going to bed with another woman, he would divorce her for it. These days, he'd probably divorce her if she would.
Well, I wouldn't want to see Otto and the boyfriend at it.
No, well, you wouldn't have been asked. Otto had the clingiest boyfriend this side of Kenneth Halliwell.
Him from Carry On?
No, him from Joe Orton's Brutal Murder. Although he had a touch of the Kenneth Williams too, come to think of it. But you were definitely the prettier. The trouble is, you drove that electric scooter thing, and I never could see Otto balancing on the back of that. Likes his comforts too much.
I wanted to get him out of his comfort zone and into my leotard. But instead, he chose a nice sit-down and the boyfriend. Probably because it gives him a free ride to a country pub every Sunday. Offered him paradise, and he chose Ditchling. Muted by the National Trust.
Ah, come on, they did ring the changes with fulking and staining. But you never stood a chance against a love rival with a clean licence. I can't drive, but I'll buy you a car. Wheels go round and round, but we won't get far. I'll try not to drive you round the bend. You'll wish that we had stopped at Friends.
I can't dance, but I'll try it for you. I'll step on your feet, and there go black and blue. I'll turn round and blame you for making me try. Being happier sitting it out, so I can't stay, but I'll get you a flat. I won't come by, and you'll cry to your cat, but he won't care any more than I do. He's just out for what he can get from you.
I can't love, but I'll lend you my heart. Be fine for a while, then I'll tear it apart. Shouldn't have given in to our past.
Don't look back, just walk away from the crash. Green means go, I won't say no. Red means stop, but don't. And as for the pretty orange one, get ready to have big fun. Green means go, I won't say no. Red means stop, but don't. And as for the pretty orange one, get ready to have big fun. I never even met the boyfriend.
God, you weren't missing much. When it comes to sheer molten charisma, he makes the last wet wipe in the box look like Freddie Mercury. I've known bowls of potpourri with more get up and go. Otto called him his rock. It was his pet rock, more like. I'll tell you what the boyfriend was like. He was like one of those annoying gay men on those weird TV shows that women take their husbands onto to turn them into quiche-baking castrates. And it's not as though gay men don't crave unreconstructed hulks themselves, is it? You'll be too young to remember this, but there used to be these gloriously unsound gay porn magazines, right? And in the back pages were these sex phone lines. You used to be able to ring up and hear something like, I don't know, get gangbanged by a skinhead squaddy and his 6 straight mates. But it was never get taken to the ideal home exhibition by a male manicurist. That's what the boyfriend was like. You'll have had more mild peril during games of Jenga than you would have had confronting him.
That's the sad thing about the whole episode, though. How ordinary it was, how little we were. The way I built Otto up in my mind as the most wonderful love object I could ever dream of, and he was just some washed-up session singer running a ruined dive bar. Getting myself up in all this drag just to make him look at me. I see now why he liked me in all this sequin tat. It's because it reminded him of the women he used to see in the old black and white films when he was a boy. When he realised he preferred frocks over football. I wasn't his object of desire, I was his childhood role model. The only reason he'd ever asked me to take off this dress is so that he could try it on.
Well, maybe you were just too much too late, darling. When most of us get to a certain age, we just want someone we can grow old and average with. And let's face it, Otto's salad days were well and truly over by the time you came on the scene. I mean, he's got cravats older than you. In a bad light, he used to remind me of a 5-bird roast trussed up in a 3-piece suit. You know how women always think they're less attractive than they are? With men, it's the complete opposite. Like those super plus size, thank you, darling, like those super plus size ones in America who wear those t-shirts saying no fat chicks. I mean, they must all have magic mirrors at home telling them they're the fairest of them all. Whereas in reality, they have faces only a blind mother could love.
I tried to start a scrap with him on social media the other day when I was drunk. He had to be a sport and block me. For your own good, Anna. He always had to be the bigger person.
Well, he was certainly that, horizontally at least.
I was wearing this on his birthday when I kissed him, when he kissed me back. And then I heard him talking to the boyfriend on the phone. I'd hate to see the state of his karma.
Have you noticed that we only use the word karma as a synonym for Schadenfreude these days, not as a religious discipline? Her head fell off. Must be a karma. But nobody ever says, I've got terminal cancer, but never mind, it's just my karma. No, darling, you've got to snap out of this now. You've got to be the strong woman.
Cheers, but everyone's a strong woman these days. Some ninny gets dumped by a footballer, some influencer's granny dies. It's lost its meaning. I'm only ever going to call someone a strong woman when they can pull a truck with their teeth like those men used to do on the TV.
All right, a tough broad then. I mean, come on. We're about to sail off into uncharted territory while you're still navigating your way down memory lane with a bench compass.
I've been at sea my whole life. I'll probably mess it up here. I'll never read the room right. I'm too busy looking for the spotlight.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be famous. It's a biological imperative to make sure that the best-looking people have the most lovers. Have you ever noticed these journalists tut-tutting over the reality TV kids? Makes me laugh. They say, whoa, why do they want to be famous? Why can't they do something worthwhile, like become a teacher or a nurse or something? Well, why don't they? Because they like having their pictures in the paper and having the spotlight, presumably, would rather leave the low pay and long hours to someone else, just like the reality TV kids. Don't worry about your sea legs. I'll show you the ropes, because I have done this before. And concertina, the sailors used to say that's what they'd be expecting when they sailed away. Personally, I'd favor some wine, women, and song. But if we act like ravers, our voyage won't be long. If you wanna life up, trip or snort, don't do it here. They'll kick us off at the next port. So let's adhere. And if you think it might be fun to run when there's rain on the decking, you're gonna fall like the Berlin Wall and break your silly neckin'. Wanna make friends with a nice couple? Don't do it here. You'll either end up bored or a throuple with two old dears, but your eyes are glazing over, so please let me be reassuring. When you're at sea with a girl like me, not all the rules are boring. Just to keep all those wonderful memories alive.
Give it back. I got it for his birthday. I never even gave it to him after I heard him whispering sweet nothings to the wet wipe. How could a dreary little man like that have made me feel so angry? I never even met him, and I hated him more than anyone in the world. I would have thrown the 3 Furies at him while he was probably, I don't know, Febrezing around in his house coat.
Do you remember I wrote those lyrics about him for you and dared you to sing them in your set that night? Oh God, he was so bad. How did it go?
I can't remember.
How sad if you did a Humpty Dumpty off some high old wall, you numpty, or if you failed to mind the gap and ended up a pile of pap, or accidentally electrocuted, your voice would be forever muted. This isn't a personal vendetta, but I wouldn't trust myself with a Beretta.
But instead, I chose the reasonable route.
Yes, you did.
It's nothing personal what I feel for you, just that you're the one he likes to do. It's nothing personal to want you dead, 'cause you are the one he likes in bed. Things were different. I would quite like you, but not as besties. Oh, no, no. what would you do? But as it stands, I can't stand you, 'cause you're the one he likes to screw. But now it's over, so fuck you.
Are we drinking to remember or drinking to forget?
Drinking to regret? I don't even think I want to get over it, because when I have, then it really will be over. It sounds dumb, I know, but while I've still got the pain, I've still got him. I don't know, like a phantom ache in a lost limb. And eventually, I'll have to start looking again, and there's so many people out there. I'll never find the one, I just know it. With my luck, someone will have already found my one already.
Well, speaking as someone who thought they'd found the one about once every 2 weeks when I was young, I think it's more a case of the queue. You know, you work your way along the line of people you fancy, and then you end up staying with the one you don't have the energy to leave.
I know he's not this vision I built him up to be. I mean, I get the 5-bird roast thing. Yes, he could be a bit of a boneless turkey, but I still shiver every time I think of him. Nothing puts me off.
Right. You know that line, love is blind? Well, I think it's more that desire recalibrates us. Because I was once in love with someone totally unsuitable as well. You know, she was 20 years older, straight, married. So to put me off her, my sister told me that she looked like a pug. But it didn't put me off her. It just made me found pugs attractive. I would find myself planning a quick getaway with one tied up outside a cafe, or casting an appreciative sidelong appraisal of one with a particularly sexy waddle. Oh my God. That was a difficult time.
Did you get her in the end, though?
No, but I didn't care, because I went off with a girl who looked like a giant schnauzer instead.
I've never been in love. Well, not with someone who actually loved me back. But when I imagine it, I see myself walking along a tightrope and there's no safety net, and I fall. But then I fly. Maybe I'll fall in love with someone from another country and they're like me too. Wouldn't that be so cool? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's an adorable thing to say. I forget how young you are sometimes.
I've never been abroad. Only to the silly Isles with school, and that was a disappointment. Everyone was so sensible. My family weren't big on holidays. Well, my mum was, but I would have cramped the style, so I stayed at home.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. She was far too beautiful to ever be a decent person. She was hardcore, though. Once, we were having this dumb argument, and I slammed my bedroom door too hard, and when I got home from school, she had taken it off its hinges and was burning it in the back garden. Happy days! Her name was Joy. Anyway, I liked being home alone. It meant I could do my tap dancing as loud as I liked and watch old musicals on the TV. So come to think of it, it's inevitable that my first grand passion would have been a gent of a certain persuasion. Can I tell you something and you promise you won't laugh?
Can I laugh with you?
Nope. You mustn't show even a flicker of amusement, because that would invalidate me and I'd never confide in you again. When I was a kid, I used to envy a pie because it was well-travelled.
Okay. You just let me leave now, and I won't tell anyone there's a lunatic on board!
Sit down! Sit down! I'm joking, it's funny, okay? Okay, so there was this couple in the newspaper, and They didn't have any kids and they loved to travel. And so basically, I don't know how it happened. It must have started off as a joke, but they sort of adopted this steak and kidney pie. And they started to take it travelling with them, not to eat, just so they could say, Pie has been to Barcelona twice. They did it for 20 years.
Wouldn't it have gone past its sell-by date?
Now this is the genius bit, right? It was one of those pies in a tin, vacuum packed. You know, like the prepper's pie for Judgment Day. Basically, it would have lasted forever.
Would.
And you have to be strong here. That's what Pie would have wanted.
Give it to me, I can take it.
Well, eventually the inevitable happened. Pie got left behind at a boutique hotel in Amsterdam, and by the time the somewhat stone-dark guardians had got home and realised something was wrong, Pie was missing, presumed eaten. That's the weirdest thing I ever tell you about myself. I once envied a pie because it was more worldly.
Well, that's why you've got to think big, kid. Because even the pie that made the world its oyster once started off as a naive and trusting crust.
You gotta speculate to accumulate. Don't leave your fortune up to fate. Fame or gaming, love or hate. Speculate to accumulate. You gotta run away to get somewhere that may seem mad, but au contraire. Roots are for trees, not for the red. Just pack up and get somewhere. Adultery's a dirty word. That's why lots of adults do it. If you can get laid, why not upgrade? And then online review it. And then if online you also find your partner in a Tinder grind, forgive, forget, and share the blame whilst you abuse a false username. Monogamy's a funny word. That's why lots of adults rue it. But it's for the best, or so I'm told, assuming you can do it. So put you back into your gorgeousness, Call of Duty, more or less. Leave the poor man standing at his gate. Speculate to accumulate. Speculate to accumulate.
Oh, yeah.
So your story then?
What?
Did you run away? I can't imagine you not ever facing up to something.
Well, not to play the victim card, but it was still a big deal to be gay where I come from. There were certain expectations. My mother wanted grandchildren. She wasn't too impressed one Christmas when I was, about 18. They were having a party and I showed up. It was a really bougie affair. All their golf club cronies were there and I had two cockapoos in a double buggy wearing baby bonnets. But no, because I was conventional. There was a blue bonnet for the boy puppy and a pink bonnet for the girl.
You are funny.
Well, you make it easy now. Back at the club, even your punctuality felt like a reprimand.
Because you were always late.
Yes, that's because I was still on hottie time. 10 years ago, everything stopped for me. Clocks, traffic, tricks. Now I've been mugged by gravity. Everything takes twice as long. But I don't mind so much. I always thought that beauty should be a fuel burned up in pursuit of pleasure, not a fruit to be pickled in pursuit of an harsh winter.
You're still beautiful.
Ugh. Still and beautiful. There's an oxymoron right up there with safe sex. No, I don't mind losing my girlish charms. And there's nothing like losing your looks to improve your morality either. And let's face it, my love life was fringed with crime tape when I was young. Line, please, Robin.
But I don't.
Okay.
But I don't.
I don't what?
Ever want to be.
I don't ever want to be one of those broads who, when the nipples go south, the nose points north. And you know they were all just ones. Keep my clothes on for the part, only if the plot absolutely demands it.
You would have been really good at sending unsolicited snaps of body parts to randoms.
Thank you. I'm glad you finally appreciate my talents. Back at the club, it was somewhat judgmental of my generation the way you hung on to your virginity like my mucky lot used to hang on to the bong. I'm glad we're friends now.
Whatever friendship means.
Everybody knows what friendship means.
Do they? A wise man once told me that friends aren't necessarily the people you like best, they're just the people who got there first.
Oh, well, I bet he was popular.
He was right. Look, for me, friendship is about learning as much about yourself and the other person as you can. Taking as much as you can from them and giving as much as you can, and then bailing out when you're bored.
Oh.
I'll be the best friend you could ever have, for as long as it both makes us happy. The minute the gloss wears off of the floss, I'll dump you like a used nappy. When you're down and feeling blue, there's one thing you mustn't do. That's to come for you know who, 'cause I won't be there for you. When the goose walks on my grave, when I climb that old gum tree, I'll have to soldier on, 'cause I won't be there for you. Friendship should be a pleasure, joy taken at leisure. It's not emotion or housework, but if I swerve it, I'm not the louse jerk. Where's the milk of human kindness? You used it in your tea. Am I so cursed with blindness if I want you for me? I won't go the extra mile, no, let alone the whole hog. If you're looking for loyalty, get a dog who'll be there for you. Come on, friendship should be a pleasure, joy taken at leisure. It's not emotional housework, but if I swear it, I'm not the louse jerk. Where's the milk of human kindness? You used it in your tea. Am I so cursed with blindness if I want you for me? I won't go the extra mile, let alone the whole hug. If you're looking for loyalty, get a dog who'll be there for you.
I'll get my coat then, shall I? And I might be some.
Come on, sit back down, sit back down. I'm not done with you, am I?
You can give mixed messages at times.
Well, speech is my second language. I only ever understand stuff when I'm singing. You think I'm a bitch, don't you?
There are worse things to be. You know, I went shopping with my niece the other day. You know all that clothing that says be kind? All in the girls section. Every single one. Nothing in the boys, and I know because I checked. It's like indoctrination. And it's not like boys are in any less need of learning how to behave decently.
Well, I'll keep my inner bitch on a leash just for you. I can feel it now. The sense of escape. Before, I felt like I was limping away from a pile-up. Now, I feel like I'm being shot out of a cannon. Not a scary cannon, a glitter cannon. I'm feeling all sparkly and light. I only used to feel like I was escaping when I was singing, but now I feel it just being here with you.
Well, people stay in stale situations far too long. I know, I did it myself. I was sad that my ex ran off with a boy, but bad for me, good for her.
Haven't you ever fancied men?
Never. Although, there is one thing I do like about them. They can be wonderfully direct. They don't seem to need romance as much as most of the women I've known.
I'm not keen. I hate getting flowers. They're only going to die on me. I'd rather get chocolates and then decide when they go to a better place.
Apparently flowers mean I love you and chocolates mean I'm sorry. But in my book, flowers mean I think you're really stupid and I can get round you easily. And chocolates mean strap on a nose bag and stuff your face fatso. Why bother shutting the table door after the horse has bolted? And then there's the sex.
I wondered when we get back onto sex.
So many women seem to believe that sex should be about talking and sharing and communication, and then taking an hour-long aromatherapy bath, followed by a 2-hour-long massage in oils that smell like someone sicked up a whole box of milk tray at once. And then there's more kissing and stroking and cuddling, and then the bit at the other end. And then more cuddling. Basically, it's a cross between an away day at Space NK and a play date with Barbie. Whereas men, the dirty swines, seem to believe that sex should be about sex.
I can see why that might appeal to you.
Well, it appealed to her. Whatever it was he had. But in a weird way, I admired her, you know. She didn't stay stuck in a rut, even if I was part of that rut. She was ready to try something new. And, going back to my specialist subject, the sex had gone off. That's the weird thing about sex, isn't it? Like, you start off willing to crawl across a mile of broken glass to get to the object of your desire. And then by the end, you just want a note from home to excuse you from doing it, like double netball, but without the sheer molten carnal thrill of it all. I thought she was selfish, but self-sacrifice is death to a relationship, yeah? Neither of you end up with the person you started out with, the person you fell in love with.
Well, maybe it's better to be selfish.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's rendezvous the Montmartre way, the de Beauvoir and the Sartre way. It doesn't behove bohemian chicks to live their love lives like a hick. Let's be selfish today.
Let's self-soothe, some self-care. Let's be mindful and aware. What's the use in drowning sorrow? It bounces back to fold tomorrow. Let's do self-care my way.
Let's scandalize like Oscar Wilde. Eat a curry that's not quite mild. The good die young, I've heard them say. Let's not leave our lives that way. Let's be selfish. What say?
Let's devote ourselves to wellness. Essential oils will make us smell less. Hot yoga, Pilates will be our bag. Not toga pill parties where you're a slag. Let's do self-care today.
Let's throw caution to the wind. Commit at least 5 deadly sins. Let's be careless, let's be brash. And I love your neck, it could use a rash.
If you had a tail, you would wag it. If you babysat a dog, you'd shag it. You think you're worldly, but you're so unaware. What you need is some good self-care.
Let's be wild, let's be selfish. Let's eat slightly dodgy shellfish. Let's go nuts, paint the town. Wake up in Paris, upside down. Mon chéri, it's you for me. Let's be bad.
I really should unpack now.
Sure, there's a lot to unpack.
But we should probably finish this first, and then I think a nap and early dinner.
You know, there's that line, a relationship is just two people asking each other what they want to eat until one of them dies.
Or in the case of Otto and the wet white, asking each other which shade of beige might be best for the new scatter cushions.
Yeah.
What a cosy little couple of cupcakes those two are, all tucked up tidy with their table mats and tassels.
And asking each other if they've put the recycling out. God, the thrill of it all.
Love recycling.
I never want to be in that situation again. Life's too short to lose sleep over paint charts. I don't know. We spend our whole lives searching for our soulmate. And then when we found them, we spend the rest of our lives turning them into our cellmate. Seriously. Is that the best we can do?
It is for lots of people.
Yeah, but we're not lots, baby. We're loners.
No one loves you like I do, they always say to me. But that's not fair, that's not true, 'cause lots of people do. People don't do that. When I heard them, they say to me, that's not fair, that's not true, 'cause lots of people do. I got a heart of gold, yellow and cold. It'll be my rock as I grow old. It'll be my island now I'm at sea. I keep you far away from me. I can't live without you, they always say to me. But at least they could try it, take it day by day. I can't live without you, you know that isn't true. Just look around you, lots of people do. Just look around you, lots of people do.
The unbearable banality of being won't be our problem. An ever-changing buffet and daily turn down. That sounds a bit rude, that.
And connecting doors, but with locks. Because unless you say otherwise, I shall always assume that you want to be on your own.
Why?
Oh, I know it can be a bit much.
You can, but we palindromes have to stick together. Do you ever notice that about our names? A-N-N-A-E-L-L-E. Can you put it around the nose?
Otto made 3!
Oh my god, that was some infernal triangle we had going on. Did you know that the longest palindromic place name is Kanakanak in Alaska?
No, I didn't know that.
And the longest palindromic sentence in English was in 1614, and it goes like this. Lewd I did live, but evil did I dwell.
No, I do know that one.
How about Dennis and Edmondson?
Rings a bell.
I've got a lot to learn.
I've got a lot to unlearn.
Maybe we can help each other out. Yes, it can be a bit much, but not too much. I remember telling, what's his name? I know when I really like someone because it feels almost better than being alone, almost. But this, 2 loners on a spree around the world, this almost feels better. Stay there. I've got a surprise for you.
I've never seen that one before.
Been saving it for something new. For this. For right now. But first, I just need to say goodbye to someone first.
Is your name. Sometimes I wish we'd never played this game, but I know that I'm the one to blame. I took my aim and shot my heart. Nowhere is a home. Along the shifting sands I'll roam. Oh, are the beaches we could comb, but our sunny days will never start. You can't help it, and I can't help it too. You can't stop me wanting you, even if you wanted to. Do you? for such a little love that had no chance to grow, for such a foolish love that had nowhere to go. I thought I'd win you, which shows how much I know. Nothing, nowhere, never is your name, but nevertheless, knowing what I know, knowing how it ends, I do it all again.
Cabin's ready.
Come with me.
Why?
I need you to undo me.